Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Novak. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday. Please accept with no obligation, implied or implicit, my best wishes for an environmentally conscious, socially responsible, low stress, non addictive, general neutral celebration of the winter solstice holiday. Practice within the most enjoyable tradition of the religion persuasion of your choice, or secular practice of your choice, with respect for the religion, secular persuasion, and or traditions of others, or their choice not to practice religion or secular traditions at all. I also wish you a financially successful, personally fulfilling, and medically uncomplicated recognition of the onset of the generally accepted calendar year of 2024, but not without due respect for the calendar of choice of other cultures whose contribution to society have helped make America great. Not to imply that America is necessarily the greater than any other country, nor the only American in the Western Hemisphere. Also, this wish is made without regard to the race, creed, color, age, physical ability, religion, faith, or sexual preference of the wishes. This is the time of year I used to like. After Christmas, like when we were kids, we would have off after Christmas, and we would enjoy going over a friend's house, playing games and stuff like that. As an adult, I used to like this time of year. It was the time of year where, believe it or not, I set up many aquariums because I had time off, didn't have to go back to work until January 2nd. So this is the time where, like in Chicago, you would go around to the fish stores. If you had money to set up a new tank, you would set up a new, whether it be saltwater or freshwater. It was always an exciting time of buying what you needed and enjoying the hobby, especially at this time. Also, it was a time when, because I'm an audiophile, was a time that we would get together with friends and you would listen to music. And you would spend a day doing that. And then you listen to music, a couple different systems, go out, have a nice lunch with your friends, go to somebody else's house, and end the day, in the evening over at somebody's house, listening to music. It was always, this is that time of the year where it was always an enjoyable time, whether I was doing stereo or whether I was doing my fish hobby. And I hope it's the same way with you, where you have memories of your hobbies that you did, and if you're off during this time of year, that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I was glad that I had off. Even when I used to work, I had off after Christmas. I'd always take vacation time then. And a lot of people would feel, well, that's a waste taking vacation time during Christmas, especially in Chicago. You can come up with some cold Christmases, snowy, but that never really bothered me. It was decent, where you could travel around. Usually they in Chicagoland, they usually try to get the streets clean. So if you had a bad snowstorm, by the next day, all the plows were out, had the streets all cleaned up. By afternoon, you can go back out again, shopping, whatever. And it was great times, especially when it came to, like I said, the fish or being an audiophile. It was good times. And not that every year you're going to set up an aquarium, but it's always that time of year when, you start thinking about fish and stuff. Like I said before, it does increase fish sales during this time of year. So I hope you have enjoyable memories no matter where you're at. Here in Florida, for example, my wife and I went to Disney World yesterday, and we enjoyed fish and chips at Disney World. We walked around, had an enjoyable time. It wasn't too bad of a day. We went to Basilica. We went to the Basilica that Disney made. I don't know if you've ever seen that Basilica, but it is very nice. And Disney made it. for the public. So it wasn't a particular church that was built, by the Catholic Church or Protestant, whatever. This is something that Disney built. And it is a very nice church close to the grounds of Disney. And I think he did this, I'm not sure, but I think he did it because of people staying at Disney could get to church. And it's a very beautiful venue if you've never been there. But yeah, we were quite surprised that we went in the morning, and by afternoon we left maybe by 3 o'clock, maybe a little after 3, got home at 4. But it was a very nice day to spend there at Disney World, walking around. We went to the French Quarters and stuff like that. But anyway, so you try to make your holiday memories of this time of year to finish up the 2023 calendar year. And I hope your 2023 calendar year is a good one, or was a good one, or finishes up to be a good one for all of you. And I really mean that. Nobody deserves to have a garbage life. And that bothers a lot of people when they see people who are poor or are destitute, or even people who aren't as, what can I say, not as not an individual that has the luxuries like we have. Because I know I deal with people all over the world. A lot of people don't have luxuries like we have, where they can go get a fish tank and go run out and buy a $200-300 filter, and they don't have that luxury. They have to make everything and build everything themselves, just as they want pet fish. And I don't think we think about that very much, do we? But there is, it gives you thought how different people do different things throughout the world. So let's all try to remember that not everybody has the luxury of taking care of their fish the way we do. And let's don't pass judgment on them because they cannot keep fish the exact way we do. People are people. Some will do water changes, some won't, but getting mad at someone just because they don't do water change, that's ridiculous. It's their pets, it's their fish. They get to do whatever they want. I guess that's basically what I'm saying. It doesn't do any good to get upset with people, right? I think we should all agree to that. If they want to do something their way, go ahead, let them. It's a hobby. It's a learning process. It's like stereos, that everyone has different tastes. So in my next video, though, I think you're going to like it. Maybe the geeky aquarium people will like it. But I'm going to talk about the difference in micro communities and aquariums. Now, this is something that's never talked about. Difference in micro communities and aquariums. Well, we set up a tank, right? Everybody sets up a tank. We all think we set up a tank and the micro communities are all the same. Did you know they're not? Did you know that there are no two tanks exactly alike? They may contain bacteria that is alike in different groups. But there was a study out just about that, showing that different tanks have different bacteria. I bet you didn't even know that. And then we scratch our head and wonder why some people are so successful and other people aren't. And I'm going to get into that in my next video because it's something that's not told to people, that no two aquariums, even my aquariums, no two are exactly alike. They may have a bacteria that matches all of them, but they may have bacteria that, well, why does this tank have certain bacteria and the other one doesn't? And then the other one doesn't. And then the other one may have a bacteria that the others don't. So we're going to get into it. That's something that's never told to hobbyists, that we think that we all have the same kind of bacteria in our aquariums. We do not. And this is the reason some people fail and some people don't. Let's tell the truth to people. This is the way it is. So I'm going to get into that because there's been studies on this where people have examined other people's aquariums and tested for bacteria and found out that all of them had different bacteria from each other. Some had common bacteria, some didn't. So that's in my next video. So if you haven't subscribed and, ring the bell, I don't know, all that. If you want to keep up with it, it may be a little boring for some people because some people don't really care, right? You set up an aquarium, hey, all you care is it works. You don't care about the inside, like a car. You don't really care to open up the hood, look at the engine, where some of us do. We care, So that's going to be my next one. It's going to be a video where you probably never seen a video like it, but I'll get into it about the different bacteria that we have and why some people have different bacteria. And that's a good question. It doesn't matter whether it's freshwater or saltwater. No two tanks are the same. They all contain different kind of bacteria in the other tank. They will carry similar and different. That's all coming up in my next video. So stay tuned and thank you for watching and have a very happy holiday, a very Merry Christmas if you're Christian, Happy Hanukkah and everything else. And till next time, happy fish keeping. Thank you for watching.